Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the YouTube channel Radolescence, and first and foremost, I just want to thank you as usual. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching my videos, and supporting what I do. It really means the whole world to me. And in today's video, I'm super excited. I'm going to be going over my top 10 favorite fragrances from the company Parfums de Marly. I do have to say though, this list is limited to the ones that I have in my collection, and I also have a very special announcement if you live in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania tri-state area, so stay tuned. Before I start things off, I do want to mention that there is going to be a fragrance event and you're invited. I would like to personally invite you. It's going to be on July 19th at Osswald Perfumery in Soho in Manhattan. It's located on West Broadway. I'm going to leave all of the information down below. I love Osswald. I go there all the time, or I try to go as much as I can. Now with my daughter, it's hard because I try to be more of a family man and play that role. But there is going to be an event on the 19th. It's a Thursday. It's going to be between 6 and 8 p.m. I'm going to be there. My good friend Carlos from the channel Brooklyn Fragrance Lover is going to be there. And also Yvonne, the creative director for Parfums de Marly, is going to be there. He's going to be answering a ton of questions. Going to be a bit of a Q&A. We're going to be talking about a lot of the fragrances by the brand. And we would love to have you there. Also, we're going to play some games. One winner is going to win a bottle of Leighton Exclusive. And I'm sure Osswald is going to have its deals on that day as well. So come through, hang out. It's only 2 hours. It's going to be in the evening, so if you have the time, please come through. I would love to meet you in person. Even if I've already met you, come back. I would love to chat in person as well. So all the information is going to be down below, and try to RSVP by the 16th because space is limited. It's a nice size boutique, but you know, can't have too many people there. So please, I would love to see you in person. So let's go ahead and get this list started, and I'm going to start things off with my number 10, which I actually don't have in my collection tier. It's called Galloway, and with Galloway, I want to purchase that one soon. But Galloway is one of the fresher releases from the house of Parfums de Marly, and it's so easy to wear. And Parfums de Marly is one of those houses that like to make challenging and daring and bold scents. It's very much like Amouage, where like the only two light releases are like Reflection and Beach Hut Man, in my opinion. Those are the two that I feel most confident recommending to other people. Galloway is pretty much that. Galloway is like the Reflection Man of Parfums de Marly, although it doesn't smell anything like Reflection Man. But I enjoy that one. I look forward to acquiring a bottle. And then number 9 on this list is actually a fragrance called Darcy. So this one is marketed for women. The reason why I put it so low on my list is because I can't front. I wouldn't wear this one. This one is definitely feminine. It has patchouli, if I'm not mistaken. It has some sweet notes in here. I love smelling this on other people. My wife, in full disclosure, she's only worn this one like once or twice. But both times that she's worn this, I really enjoyed it on her. I wish she would wear it more often, but she likes her Zara fragrances, and so I'm not going to bother her about that. But also, she has been wearing Digitalis lately by Parfums Cortana, which kind of smells like suntan lotion. It has like a salty coconut vibe. Not coconut, cucumber, but I digress. The next one on this list is a castor. Now, this used to be a Harrods exclusive in London, obviously. It has the highest price tag, along with one other scent, which is part of the same collection. This one is a rose oud combination that doesn't smell like every other rose oud fragrance out there. And it has the note of vetiver, which kind of breaks apart the composition, makes it unique, makes it original, and they purport to use real agarwood in this one. So it is on the pricey side. I enjoy this one, but I'm not going to be wearing this one a lot. It's getting really hot outside. I'm not going to be wearing this one for like at least another 4 or 5 months. The next one on this list is one that I enjoy. I know I've praised it in videos in the past, but this one has fallen behind on my list just because a lot of the newer releases are just so darn good from Parfums de Marly. But I still enjoy this one for what it's worth. This one is called Pegasus. This has a creamy, almondy, sandalwoody vibe. It reminds me a lot of Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior, which is an Annick Minardo composition. And Annick Minardo is one of my favorite perfumers. She really knows how to push the envelope. She's responsible for like Lolita Lampica Eau Masculin, Bois d'Argent by Christian Dior. The list goes on and on. But this one is awesome. Love this one. Creamy, almondy, incredibly versatile. But I've actually been wearing a lot of Hypnotic Poison lately, so I haven't touched my Pegasus in a while, but we won't tell Parfums de Marly that. The next one on this list is one that I wear for sentimental reasons. It's very poignant for me. It's very personal, subjective. This one is called Habdan. And I do have a review of this, so I'll link it down below if you're interested in learning more about it. I really love this one, but because it reminds me of chamomile tea, very relaxing, calming aura about it. And I'm just going to leave it at that. The next one on this list is my number 5, and this one, very similar to this one, but it's a woman's release that I would wear. And that's because I do find it to be feminine, but I just love the smell so much more than Darcy, that I would actually wear this one. And it's Delina Exclusive. It basically looks like Delina, but it has the Delina Exclusive designation down here at the bottom. So this one has a lot of similar notes to the original Delina, so it's a true flanker. It has the lychee, the peony, the rose, but I feel like a lot of the sweeter, more gourmand notes in the base have been magnified, which makes it a bit more sensual. Not necessarily easier to wear. I do think the original Delina is a lot easier to wear than this one, but this one is just a lot more interesting to my nose. So for that reason, I'm going to put this one on the list. I'm not going to put Delina on the list. Oh, and the funny story associated with this one is I actually had my bottle of Delina stolen from me. So my sister-in-law actually took my bottle of Delina. I do have the box for the original Delina behind me, but she wore Delina on her wedding night, and her bottle got stolen from her on that same night, and it was an internal thing. And I'm not going to get into it, but we saw a listing on eBay like a week later, and it was a bottle of Delina opened 99% full, as her bottle was. She purchased her bottle, and it was like a town 10 minutes away from the town in which she got married. So pretty crazy. We did the detective work, but we never followed through. Next one on this list is one that I love. It has this cinnamic alcohol vibe, very similar to Hermès's Ambre Narguilé, part of the Hermescence line, and also similar to Dulce Elixir by L'Herbolario. This one is called Owajan. It's part of the Arabian Breed collection, if I'm not mistaken. It has the gold cap on it. This one is cinnamon, sweet, apple, gourmand, vanilla. It's such a delectable scent. Definitely in gourmand territory, so it's one of those scents where I have to be in the mood to wear it, but I definitely have a proclivity for wearing gourmand scents over chypres or fougères or other classifications of scent. The next one on this list could very easily be my number 1, depending on which side of the bed I wake up on. This one is called Herod. And Herod is a tobacco, vanilla sort of a scent. It has cinnamon in here. It has a lot of woods in here. It flirts with gourmand territory, but it never fully commits. So it's definitely, it has a masculine vibe about it, but I wouldn't call this a gourmand per se, but it's so easy to wear. It has this upscale, luxurious vibe, and you can guarantee that you are not going to smell like anybody else when you wear Herod. And to this day, I haven't smelled any scent on the market that smells similar to Herod. So I'm super stoked about that. And I also want to mention, before I reveal my number 2, the reason why I really like this one and why this whole thing is so poignant for me right now is because I've actually come full circle. Where I first learned about Parfums de Marly was at the Osswald boutique back in 2012. I know the brand was established just a short while before 2012, and I remember trying Godolphin for the first time. Wasn't really into it. Smells great, but it just reminds me of Tuscan leather, and at the time I owned Tuscan leather. I still own Tuscan leather. I own Duetto Parfum Golden Boy. I own Oud Leather by Montal, any number of leather scent that smell like Tuscan leather. So I was like, I'm not going to buy Godolphin. It's just too redundant for me. But I remember trying Herod that day, and I was like, I need to add this one to my collection. So I'm happy that finally came full circle. Now there's going to be an event at Osswald on the 19th. Shameless plug. Please be there. And then number 2 is Leighton Exclusive. I know a lot of people prefer Leighton over Leighton Exclusive. My vote goes for Leighton Exclusive. It has this dark, rich, smoky, spicy kind of a vibe to it. It also contains coffee, which is a nice note to sort of offset the more commercial DNA of the original. I know I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I think the original Leighton reminds me of Ultramall by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And so I remember trying it, but I was like, am I going to buy it though? It kind of smells too similar to Ultramall, but ever since this came out, I was like, man, this is awesome. Again, very similar to Delina Exclusive. I do consider this to be an upgrade from Layton, but it's all subjective. So if you prefer Layton Original, then that's awesome. You know, continue to wear what makes you happy and what you like. But as it caters to my personal taste, I prefer the exclusive version. And before I reveal my number one, a lot of you probably know what it is. I took out all of my bottles here, so you don't see any. So there are no leftovers. But I do have some honorable mentions. The first one is Niseon. I know Joe sent me, recently did a video on that. So shout out to you, my brother. Great fragrance. If you're a fan of patchouli. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of patchouli, so I don't have it in my collection. I never purchased it, and so it's not going to be on this list. And also Layton and Delina Original, I didn't put those on this list because I do think that these are actually improvements of those two fragrances, so I didn't want to be redundant with this list, so I went with the ones that are actually my preference. And then last up, we have my number one. Let me see if I can reach it down here. And every time I think about what fragrance I want to wear in my collection and I see this bottle, I'm like, I'm just going to wear this one again. But I've been neglecting all of the other fragrances in my collection because I've been reaching for this bottle so often. But as a gourmand lover, I have this natural impulse to wear this one. This, once again, very much like a Castor, it used to be a Harrods exclusive. It's the most expensive fragrance from this line. It's quite pricey. I'm going to leave the links for it down below if you're interested in checking it out. Hopefully you can get a sample first, because I never recommend blind buys. But this one is called Carlisle. This has one of the most amazing vanilla notes that I've ever tried in a fragrance before. It actually reminds me a lot of Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I know I've reviewed this one in the past few months, but my friend Freddie actually turned me on to this one like 2 years ago. He brought a sample to my house when it was still a Harrods exclusive. I had a lot of really positive things to say about it. It's a gorgeous scent. It's so easy to wear. It has a cardamom note, which I don't get in a pronounced manner, but it kind of reminds me of the kulfi accord that's going on in Tom Ford Noir Extreme, which is a type of ice cream that utilizes some lesser known spices or spices native to Eastern countries. But it's gorgeous. It's so well done, and the performance on it is fantastic. I really don't think there's any scent in here that has subpar performance. Probably Galloway, and then there are some that I just don't like Hamdani. I think that one is a bit too animalic for me, but these are amazing. All of these scents are gorgeous. Carlisle definitely takes the cake as my number one. If you haven't tried it yet, I know it's a lot more accessible nowadays. I actually got this bottle not from the company, but from Max Aroma, so thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna leave the links down below to where you can purchase a lot of these fragrances, but before I conclude, I do want to remind you guys one more time, July 19th, if you're in the area, I would love to see you in person, but also a shout out to Fragrance Tattoo. He's another fantastic YouTube channel. I love what he's doing. He does a lot of real versus fake videos, and he did one within the past few months on Layton. And so there are counterfeit Parfums de Marlys out there that you got to worry about. And so I'm really sorry that that's happening to Parfums de Marly, but I guess it happens to all of the major brands, Creed, Tom Ford Private Blends. So I'm sorry that you got to put up with that, but so I got to be cautious now when I'm purchasing Parfums de Marly fragrances, because I don't want to get a counterfeit. Or if I do, I'll just do a real versus fake video, which is kind of cool. So I'll make the most out of it. But I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I hope to see you on the 19th. Take care. Be well. Smell well. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.